Hello everyone, welcome back. This is going to be episode 4 of my mixed media process video, and while I was off camera I loaded up the video, so that's loading up now. Episode 3 on my mixed media, and then I cleaned off the stencil. I have now just learned if I don't clean this right away or soak it in water, it takes some muscles to clean it off. So when I use the stencil, I'm going to be cleaning it off right away, and what I'll do is once I use my next stencil, I'm going to put it on pause, wipe it off real quick, and then return. Because oh my goodness, wow, this stuff dries really quick on this. So anyway, let's continue. So what I was thinking, I have this other Tim Holtz number stencil, and I want to get this. I want this 5. Whether, I have always been drawn to 5. For example, well, I'm born in May, so that's my birth month. But when I do certain things, like or decorating, I have to have 5. I have to keep them in increments of 5, usually 3 or 5, but predominantly 5. And I've always been drawn to 5. Like for when I'm drying my clothes, if I got, a large load of towels to dry, I put 5 dryer sheets. I know, that's crazy, right? 5 dryer sheets? Yeah, I know that's a little bit much, but call it OCD? I don't know. But 5, so I love this 5 on this stencil, and I'm hoping that'll come out. And while I have a lot going on here, I don't want to cover this up entirely, so I may want to do I want to put a number here, and then do some numbers over on this side. Well, that 7 will be backwards, but do some numbers right here, just like a couple of them, and then maybe one down here or something in this corner, or maybe not, maybe just something up here, because once the 5 is laid down up here, I was going to bring the stencil down towards the middle, but I'm going to use this element, and it's going to cover up the 5. So to me, it's like, why waste the texture paste, right? So I'm going to raise this because this will be centered here, and I want this number to show up. And yeah, because this is going to be like a clock feature. Remember in the episode 3, let's see, where is that? Here it is. I'm going to lay this out like this, and like this. So that's another use of Andrea's augment. So it's going to be like that. So I want numbers here, and I may put another number here, and then a couple up and down, probably right here. But I want that 5 to be a big 5 in there, so I don't know why I'm drawn to that number, but I love number 5. 5 is my favorite number. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this laid out so it'll start drying, and then I can start painting. Paints, I don't know what I'm going to use. I don't know. Not sure yet. I don't know if I'm going to go as dark and grungy like the first page. That first page was my happy nervous wreck. My successful nervous wreck of a page, because I didn't know what I was doing. I was just laying it all down, and trying to use some of Andrea's techniques where you're taking the acrylic paints and then watering it down so then it kind of runs off the page, because I don't have any of those mixed media sprays like the alcohol inks. Is that what she uses, Andrea? Alcohol inks. Is that an alcohol ink? Yeah, I think so, huh? Uh-oh. I just went off. Let's see. Might as well get that 7 in there. And that 8. And I'm going to lift this up very carefully, because last time I just kind of ripped it off and it kind of messed up my... So here we go, softly. Wow, that was excellent, right? So I put my green mat down, as you can see, because it's plastic. And this mat isn't actually a cutting mat. I purchased this at Walmart because once upon a time when I was doing lots of cooking in the house, it's like we always had company every weekend, you know, and we'd have large dinner or lunch parties, and then I needed a thinner cutting mat instead of taking out those huge massive cutting boards, right? And so since I haven't used them in a while, I just took out one of these and started using it as a craft mat. As you can see, it's well loved, you know, and it wipes off easy. So I'm going to lay, that number 5 came out pretty good, didn't it? 7, 8, and then there's 6, number 2, and now let's see how I can, since I got the 7 and 8 there. What is this? That's a 0, 8, 3. I've learned, oh, and that's a 2. Let's do that. Okay, let's see. I've learned from Andrea that numbers don't have to just go straight up and down. They can go sideways too. So how about if I use right over here, oh, like a little border, 8, 3, 6, and 1. Let's do that. Eight, 3, 6, and 1. Ooh, hope I didn't ruin my 5. I'd be very sad if I did. Oh no. If there's an easier way to do this, guys, then please let me know. But I think I'm getting it on the black portion of my thing, and I need to clean that off. Okay. Slowly take this off. Ooh! And there that is. Okay. Let's set this over here. I need to scrape this off over here. Like so. Oh, what did I do with that wipe? Can't have none of that going on that black part. Okay. Oh, here's some more right here. Oh. Just give this a quick wipe off, like so. Yeah, gets everywhere on your hands, right? Yeah, but at least the majority of it is off. And then I'm going to take this same wet wipe and just kind of wipe this off here. of my little holes here. Okay, let's see. Oops. Trying to turn this over without ruining. Okay. That's looking good, right? Oh my gosh, I just love this number stencil. I'm happy, happy, happy. I love it, love it, love it. Okay. Let's get the 2. I want that 2 down right in here. Oh, look at that 3. How about a 3? Will that show up? That's a... Let's see. Yep. Okay. 3 is a great number too, right? Yes, it is. Oh, don't ruin. Oh no, oh no. Okay. How am I going to do that with... That's still wet. Okay, here. I can do it. Right? I can do it, right? Yes. Here I go, here I go, here I go. Just like that. I'll just bend this up like so. Oh, and then there's that tiny little 5. Okay. Here we go. We got it. We got this. We got this. Okay. Let's get this tiny baby 5 in there, right? Yikes. Oh goodness, I ripped that off. Can you see that 5? Yep. Okay. Let me set this aside right there. Let's give this a good wipey. I know I said I would do this off camera, but that's not a huge job. So I can just take care of this real quick, right? Yep, 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 yep. Just like so. Oh, is that napkin? Okay, let that dry. Let's put that over there. Oh, guess who's home? Our alarm's going off. Excuse that ding dong bell. We installed an alarm because we're down on a hidden driveway. I live on 7.5 acres of land, and it's, beautifully wooded. It's manicurely wooded, but we have a hidden drive. So the trees flank the driveway. Here's our driveway, and it flanks it. So, and it comes in really long, and then it loops around to be able to go out. And one early morning when my husband's cousin was up for the weekend, couldn't sleep. It was extremely hot. And I usually have the fans going on in the house with the AC moving the cool air. Well, I couldn't have the fans on because he was cold. And the early summer, bless his heart, I accommodated him, but I was so hot I had to go outside, and this was at 2:30 in the morning. So as I was sitting there, all of a sudden I'm hearing this rolling, like all the walnuts and the acorns and everything crack, snap, crackle, and pop. I'm like, what? And luckily I had my flashlight, and I shone the light over to the right to see what was over there. Nothing. And then I shone the light over down the driveway, and there was a vehicle. The brake lights came on, and so it abruptly stopped, showing the brake lights, and then it took off. So yeah, and that's why you heard the alarm going off right now, because that's my husband who is now home. Yep. And you'll be able to hear him enter because I didn't shut the door, so I don't think you'll mind the noise, right? So what do you think about that? Oh, I think that came out really well, don't you? So I am going to, and look at how on this right here, right there. It's kind of raised. Can you see that? So that's going to be a cool little chunky feature once it's all painted, right? Okay, so now we've got to dry this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pause this and dry it off camera. That way this video doesn't keep running out of time, because I'm in almost 16 minutes into the video. So I'll be right back. Don't go away. Hello everybody, welcome back. It's Julie again at Craft So Cute, and thank you for joining in on this process video of my mixed media. Now, I did pause on that because my husband came home, and I'm back, and then I was drawing the texture paste off camera, but it's taking forever, so I thought maybe I'll just go ahead and work on this one. Start putting some texture paste on here. But what I was doing was laying out my little element pieces, and guess what? This frame where I want to put Eliza is blocking my 5. And then this frame down here is blocking my 3. So I have a little itty bitty, no, where's my itty bitty 5? Did I block that too? Yep, my itty bitty 5 is blocked. Yeah, so I have a dilemma. I guess I'm gonna go ahead and and I know that when I lay her down and set this frame in place, that's okay with me. I'm not gonna set her like a normal frame. I want the frame to be offset, or not necessarily offset, but I'm not going to cover her hat. It's going to stay there as is. See, and if I do that, it's covering my 5. Ugh, what to do unless I take this butterfly here up here and just put another layer of 5 right there. But I'm wondering, do you think it will show up because of all these little tiny butterfly little elements right here, these little tiny, I don't know. Oh my goodness. What am I gonna do? However, it still could happen, because once I start painting all of this, when I start painting it, I could then go ahead and get my texture paste out again and set it on top of this butterfly. Just like right in this corner, where I'm not going to totally cover the wings, but I am going to layer it, and probably that's a good idea. See? Thank you guys for helping me. Oh my gosh. Just talking it out just helps that whatever's stuck in here come out of my mouth and onto paper. If I forget, I'll rewatch this video and remind myself of what I thought about. But I do want my 5 in here somewhere and somehow. I mean, it could even be, where is that lovely picture when I put Eliza down here, Eliza Doolittle. I can end up, or yeah, I'll put her down first, then I'll put the 5 on here, and then cover it, paint it with my, let me show you, I love these things. I just purchased these because I saw another YouTuber. I've watched so many YouTube videos on like mixed media, what do you call these, mixed media supplies, and I just stumbled on that person using these embossing pens. I'm like, oh my gosh. And that's how I was able to do this. What I did was, one is a fine tip pen. Let me see if I could show you without wrecking my work here. One's a fine tip pen, embossing pen, which is so cool. It's loaded with that Versamark stuff, whatever, embossing ink that's in here. And then this one, is a brush tip. It's like acts like a brush tip. So that came as a set, and I found this at Hobby Lobby, and it's a Ranger product. It says gray, and it goes on like a light gray, but you don't see it after you've applied your embossing powders. After having used those, what I did was I brushed it on those tiny little, because if you remember when I posted the first picture of this, I didn't have the black and the white in here. And I wasn't happy, and I was just going to totally chuck the whole idea and not have this in the journal, because it was just, to me, while I love the grunge, the metallic look, and the copper and everything, the look of it, I do, it wasn't bright enough for me. I wasn't happy. And I thought to myself, where am I going to put the black and white element? If I added lace to it, it might cover something up. But so then I remembered I purchased these. And so I was able to take not the fine tip pen, but the brush one, and brush on the embossing ink. And then I did the white first, embossing ink, and then heat set it, and then went ahead and applied the embossing ink again in these little areas right here, and then embossed in black. So that's how that came out. Isn't that just gorgeous now? I love this page. I'm not quite finished with this one. I'm going to take my pen. I'll use the fine tip pen when I cover this with the embossing ink, and I think I'm going to use white, maybe. Or I can't do copper because the cogs, excuse me, I'm itching my rib area because I just got bit. I don't know if my husband let in a mosquito here in the South. Right in this time. I don't like going outside because of all the bugs and stuff that come out. Anyway, I have silver, I have white and black and copper and antique gold. I'm wondering if I should do antique gold here, the embossing. So I'm not quite sure yet on that. Either way, it will be embossed. Okay, so setting this aside. So that's where my mindset is going. I'm laying it out because I thought, well, how am I gonna, I guess, so if I lose part of this 5, that's okay. We can see some of it still. I don't want to get her too close to this spine here. So if I set her, I'm going to have the frame set up like, let's see, Eliza, let's get you in the picture here. Like so, right about there, because I want some of this to be sitting on top of this here, and this next frame where it's at, and then I am going to set that in the center so you can see the word still, time. I'm going to have 2 brads here. I'm going to use like the Distress the Silver. I bought these brads. Let's see, where did I put them? Oh my gosh, I hope I can find them. Huh. Oh, where are they? Oh my, oh well. I'll find them later. I have them. I know I did. I put them in a container. Oh goodness, I hope I can find them. Oh, I won't get all stressed out right now about that. And then I'm going to emboss her, or put glossy accents here because it picks up that blue. And then I will put some of this Harlequin I'm going to use my Harlequin stencil and then put a few of these in here somewhere on her. So while this is setting, because it's still drying, it's taking forever to dry, even with the heat gun. So I'm gonna move this without wrecking my work here. So there's that. I'll go ahead and put her up. Yeah, this is going to end up being a beautiful I'm hoping I'm not regretting the butterfly, so leave me a comment down below if you like that element. I don't know why I did that. I guess it's because I am planning on using these elements, Andrea's butterflies, because it's black and white. So we'll see how this is going to come out. So I'm going to set this aside so it'll continue drying, because every time I set the heat gun, you know, I've used Mod Podge, and you know what, please somebody tell me if there's something else I can use. But every time I use my Mod Podge, it bends. This page bends. It just gets, and then when you go to heat set whatever, it starts to curl up again and bend. Then I have to torque the page so it, you know, I have to do this so that it doesn't get all, you know, wonky. It's all wonky. See, I have to stop doing that because I don't want to crack this texture paste until it's all set in with paint. Ooh, yeah. So I'm going to set that aside. It looks pretty cool, huh, so far? Can't wait till it's all, I start getting, start painting this. So the colors that I'm going to be using, like on my other one, I used these two right here. I used, it's the folk art, and I've had these for a long time, and thank God that they're still in great shape. I mean, I've had these so much, I mean, so long in my art bin, because I used to do a lot of painting, and still good, glad they're in great shape. And then I use, oh goodness, excuse me, hang on just a second. Wow. I wonder if that's a mosquito bite. Okay, I have used this rich copper in there. The Mystic Turquoise. And I did buy some antique gold, and I've got some silver, which I don't know if I'm going to add it into. I may dot it. Oh, and this is, I didn't know that I bought two antique. I have two of these antique gold. And yeah, so that's what I'm going to be using. These are the colors, and then of course I use gesso, and then I have some other colors that I might break out on the metallics. I do want to paint her up a little bit. I might take some of the acrylic paints with my fine paintbrush and then add some color to her, so that way when she's under the frame she'll stand out a little bit further, just a bit. I'm not going to completely cover in paint, but just enough to just give it that pop and dimension. So anyway, what I was saying about this, and I'm sorry, I in listening to my videos I don't complete my sentences, and excuse me for that. You would think I'd have this talking down, right? Because I taught at a tech college and hundreds of students, and I guess it's because since I've pretty much retired because of my disabilities, I haven't spoken to a whole lot of people, so having to get back into talking a lot, it's difficult. If I haven't, I mean, it's been since 2015, no, 16, 2017, where It's just my social life, you know, just kind of dwindled away because I live out here in the country. When I was working, I had to drive an hour to work, and that's where all my social life was. And then when my mother and my brother came out here, you know, I had that company, and then my daughters and my grandchildren. But you know, being able to speak on film, it's difficult, and trying to talk to you as if you're sitting in the same room, I'm finding it a lot easier, but I'm not finishing my sentences. So back to this, when I was saying with the Mod Podge, do you guys have any not ideas, but share some knowledge on what I can use so this doesn't happen? See that? It kind of buckles, and then all this, it starts to bubble up the pages underneath. See? So I'm going to have to cover this up too, which I have an idea about that, which I'll share with you guys later. But see all this buckling? Mod Podge. I'm wondering, you know that Ranger matte medium? I have it, but when I ordered it, I thought I was ordering some a larger container than this. But nope, it came in this tiny little jar. Okay, and I don't have enough to cover, but I'm wondering, would using that medium, what is it? Is it a medium? Hang on. See? Tiny little jar. Small. Multi-medium matte by Ranger. Would this work better without it buckling? Or is that to be expected? And then if so, once this is all said and done, do I have to put this all under a heavy book so it lays out flat? Because if I keep bending this, when you have all the, like all the embossing, all this, will it end up cracking? So this I placed after it was dry. I did place it under a heavy book, but it seemed like to me that it flattened. It shouldn't have though, but unless it's just, I don't know, the way it's painted that made everything look like it flattened the texture. I don't know. But I guess that might have to be, that's what I might have to do, right? Stick it all under a book, a heavy book. Anyway, please share your comments of your supplies that you use in covering. Now they have covering your project so that it's prepped, you know, because when you use water and stuff like that, Mod Podge protects it from wetting your paper, you know, because it'll deteriorize the paper if you don't prep it, right? That's what, as far as I know, that's what I've learned in watching mixed media work. Yeah, okay, so moving on. Well, as I became a chatty catty again, I'm setting that aside to dry. I'm going to stop the video now because it's now 33 minutes, almost 34 minutes in, and I'm trying to keep the videos down to a small, you know, a small minimum. That way it loads up quicker. So in this episode 4, I don't know, I didn't do anything except to talk to you about what I'm using and showed you how I'm going to lay out things. And that's because it takes a minute for that this texture paint to dry. And I don't know if it's because it's light. Is there a heavy texture paste out there? Please let me know if there is a heavy texture paste, if it's going to be either one dries a lot faster than the other. I'm thinking light because this, well, I know it's paste, it's it's pretty wet. It doesn't, like gesso, when you use gesso, it's more chalky and pasty and it dries faster. So I'm wondering if the heavy texture paste is like the gesso, but as a thicker product, where it would dry faster because it feels chalk-like. This feels like it's, you know, cream. Yeah, so just let me know. I'm gonna go ahead and end this, and thank you for joining in, and I'll start up another video. So thank you. And I just lost my train of thought because my husband's home and I'm hearing him walk around the house. So anyway, thanks again everyone for joining in with me. It's fun, and just let me know what you think, how I'm doing in this video process stuff, and let me know what you would like to see me do. I know that I'm just building everything, and once I get my mixed media pages done and all painted and set aside, then I'm going to start working on the other chunky stuff, like the signatures, and decorating it, and putting down my other elements that I made, that my faux metal pieces and pockets that I have made. So okay, thank you again guys. Peace and happy crafting. Talk to you later. Bye.